Here's how Apple and Google strategies compare and the most interesting features that they're both launching. Today, Apple inked a partnership with Google's main competitor, OpenAI, to integrate ChatGPT into many of their services. So ChatGPT will now be there to help write emails or answer questions that go beyond what Siri is capable of. But at the same time, Apple is also launching their own AI called Apple Intelligence. You can now ask the iPhone to record a phone call and then provide a summary transcript of what was discussed on the call. Apple will tell the person on the other end that you're recording so it can get their consent. And another new feature is Siri's ability to be screen aware now. So Siri can have access to basically top to bottom everything on your phone. And then this allows it to do things like read a text message that a friend is sending. So if they send their address, it can seamlessly add that address to their contact profile. When Microsoft announced something similar to this last week called Active Recall, basically the ability for the computer to constantly be knowing and looking at what's under display, it received a very serious amount of backlash. It seems like Apple is not getting that same backlash at all with the announcement of this feature, and I think that's because of their previous track record with always keeping privacy at the forefront, but it's also because of their approach to AI here. A lot of it is running locally on the device and it never leaves, but when it does leave, it goes to these Apple-made data centers where they just process the request, but they never save the request. And it takes a lot of compute power, but it also takes the ability to have like vertical integration in your phone. So because Apple makes the chip for the phone and the software for the phone, they're able to create the situation versus other manufacturers that don't create the software, like if they're licensing Android, or don't create the chip. It's much harder to execute and create something that's top to bottom like this. A lot of Google's AI is run on their own chips as well, and they've also put a ton of money into developing other features that Apple doesn't have that we're gonna get to. But I gotta say, it is 4:17 a.m. when I'm filming this video, and I've been traveling a lot. I just got in on a red-eye last night, and in the last 6 weeks, I've been on 18 different flights, all for work. And the thing that's helped me keep up with this travel schedule is cold brew coffee and power banks. I freaked out and was so excited when Anchor reached out to work together because I've been using their products for over 6 years. This one specifically is awesome. This is a 10,000 milliamp hour 3-in-1 battery pack, and it has 3 features that are really exciting. The first one is just the high capacity with the form factor. 10,000 milliamp hours means that you'll be able to charge your phone multiple times. The second feature is the fact that the USB Type-C cable is built in. So if you have an iPhone or a Pixel or any other phone that has USB Type-C, the cable's already here. You don't need to travel with anything else, and it stores away perfectly. And then they take it a step further with the 3-in-1 capability with actually having the wall plug built into the device as well. And it has 30-watt fast charging, so powering up is really quick. They also make the same exact version as the 10,000 milliamp hour, but in a smaller 5,000 milliamp hour size. And I think they're also really reasonably priced. It's $45. So if you want to check it out, buy it for yourself or for someone you love, I'll leave it in the description below. I am pretty stoked on these and also stoked on the AI, including Google AI features. So Notebook LM is one of them that Google has that Apple doesn't, and it's Google's introduction into personalized tutoring. It's epic for teaching things. I would have loved this when I was in physics in high school or for college classes. And Google Workspace integrations are also unmatched, with Gemini being able to help write emails in Gmail or manage your Google Calendar. Gemini is quickly becoming my preferred chatbot over ChatGPT, which was not the case a few months ago, but it really feels like it's improved exponentially in the quality of the answer and how in-depth the answer is as well. I find that when I ask Google Gemini a question and then I ask that same exact question to ChatGPT, I'm more satisfied with the results from Google Gemini a lot more of the time. There's also an exciting feature here of setting up a custom email for an AI and then adding them as a teammate to your account. So this would help you get a lot more work done, almost like having a personalized productivity teammate. And the ability to use any chatbot, whether it be Gemini or ChatGPT, as a personalized tutor for nearly every single subject in the world is a revolutionary privilege that I feel like most people gloss over. Like 3 years ago, it would be unimaginable to ask a chatbot a very specific question and then ask countless follow-ups and have it teach you in the way that you learn. That is so thrilling and electrifying to me. And on Google's side it's Gemini, but for Apple, currently it's ChatGPT. And that means that when you ask Siri a question that goes beyond what it's normally capable of, it will ask you if you want to send it to ChatGPT instead. And the partnership means that iPhone users don't need to set up a ChatGPT account to access a lot of the features. Although on Apple's website, it does say that if you have a premium account, you'll get access to more features. I'd be curious to see like where the delineation is on that as time keeps progressing, because ChatGPT always has that free tier version, but then the more expensive premium version is often better and you can input more information into it. So I'd be curious to see if over time the discrepancies between free and paid become more and more vast, or if they become less and less vast. Apple's also integrating a playground feature where you can generate your own images, and Genmoji where you can generate your own emojis. I think that's a cool feature, but it feels like a lot of these companies really spend a lot of the presentation talking about image generation, when I feel like in actuality on a daily basis we're going to use a lot of the other features like getting smarter and better answers to our questions, or help with writing responses and finding information on our device quickly. It feels like Apple's approach here is to be a product-first hardware company where they want AI to improve your life, but they don't want you to necessarily be like, oh, that's an AI feature. They just want you to kind of be like, oh wow, it works. whereas I feel like Google's approach is a lot more brute force because their main business is search and Gmail, and so Gemini really needs to crush it on a search and Gmail and chatbot functionality perspective over just integrating really well into their phones, because hardware is a much smaller part of their business model. And so these two different approaches has led to Apple releasing a lot of features that are more like a personal assistant AI, and Google releasing a lot of features that are more like a productivity research assistant AI. But I think that as time goes on, the gap between what they're releasing is going to become less and less and less, and it's going to become more and more exciting time to be a tech enthusiast or live with technology. I think it's just going to add jet fuel to everything that we care about, which is super exciting. If you want to see how Google Gemini compares to ChatGPT, I just made a video on that. You can click right here. And also, I'm interviewing Craig Federighi in like 5 hours. So when that video is live, I will link it right here. Thank you so much for being here and being part of our community. I appreciate you, and I will catch you in the next one, hopefully. Bye.